Hey everyone, and happy Friday. I want to give you an update on the weather, especially as that winter storm approaches. Again, we have gloomy conditions across the area. Roadways are wet. We do have some fog and mist around as well. Temperatures into the low 50s. Not going to climb too much, only to the middle to upper 50s today. And again, we do have that stationary front down to our south. That's going to bring in a lot of moisture to our area, and especially that winter system will ride along this boundary. Winter alerts have already been put out for this weekend. None in effect quite yet, but that winter storm watch, is going to be for those areas shaded in blue. Again, for a lot of our counties, especially along I-20 and west of I-55, but also upwards oblique in Atala County. Ice storm warning in purple there. It starts tonight at 6 p.m. through Sunday evening as well. A lot of folks that are east of the Rockies are going to be in winter alerts as well, even winter storm warning for a lot of Texas, upwards of the Midwest and West Virginia, as well as Ohio. Winter weather advisory off to the Great Lakes states again. So a lot of folks are going to be impacted by this. Here's what we're thinking. Again, the greatest impacts will be in the Delta. Slick roads, power outages, and dangerous cold are expected. It'll be a wintry mix for us. That means that we could see rain and freezing rain most likely, but also the chance for sleet. So again, the highest probability is going to be for those along and west of the Natchez Trace. Lower probability, especially for the Pine Belt. That stationary front will continue to stay along the Gulf Coast. Low pressure will move in and move inland across the Twin States. That's going to bring in the heaviest of the rain late Saturday into Sunday. And that's going to be our main impact day. Eventually, we'll start to dry out by Sunday evening, but here's a little bit of a closer view. Again, we've been saying it all week. This is very temperature dependent. For us here in the Jackson Metro, we'll sit around that freezing mark or just above it. So a few stray, I'm not going to say sprinkles, stray areas that could see some wintry mix, especially along and west of the Trace. And again, as we head towards Saturday afternoon, going to get a large batch, this model says, of that wintry precipitation. Again, looks like freezing rain for our area for Saturday afternoon, especially into the Delta. Pine Belt still staying warm into the 40s, so they will see cold rain overnight, Saturday into Sunday. That's when we're going to get that heavier batch of rain, but also a mix. So we're going to kind of swap, between the rain as well as the wintry precip. Again, Delta will see most likely ice all of the time, and Hattiesburg is expected in the Pine Belt see mostly just rain. And again, if this storm just wasn't impactful enough across Mississippi, we do have the risk for some severe weather for the Pine Belt, mainly for our counties along and east of the I-59 corridor. National Weather Service, as well as the Storm Prediction Center, is saying that we cannot rule out a tornado with this, and this would be on Sunday morning. So similar time when all the storms are reaching our area. So no ice for the Pine Belt, just watching out for some strong to even possibly severe storms. Our model just updated. Now, again, this is our in-house high-resolution model. It says that for the Jackson Metro, we could see 1/4 inch of ice. And again, this morning, these ice accumulations did not look that impressive. Of course, that's kind of what we're wanting. We're wanting no ice, but this looks more like what we're all thinking and what the models have been trending towards all this week. 1/4 inch of ice here in Jackson. Again, that's enough for it to be an ice storm. That's 200 pounds on the power lines, and upwards of 3/4 inch of ice accumulation in Vicksburg, Yazoo City, Belzona, and just over 1/4 inch of ice in Canton, as well as Kosciuszko, and about 1/2 inch of ice in Natchez, as well as Port Gibson. Again, possible other places where we saw some lower probabilities, but still going to be greatest impacts west of the Trace, especially the Big Black River. Ice buildup, travel impacts, and power outages are all likely, but the highest threat is going to be that dangerous cold. Feels like temperatures lower than 15 degrees waking up on Monday. So even if you're not expected to get ice, we still have the risk that even with some of those gusty winds with the system coming in, that could still pose a threat to power. So either way, it's going to be super cold, and if you do lose power, we want you to stay warm and have everything that you need. Make sure that you're dripping your pipes into the early portions of this next work week. Here's those feels like temperatures Monday morning into the single digits for some, and again, our temperatures in the afternoon time Monday are not going to make it above freezing, so that's why we want you to keep your pipes dripping through the early portions of this next work week. High temperatures into those middle to upper 40s by Wednesday and Thursday, and then some scattered showers possible for Friday. Also, lots of questions about next weekend, and we have not been answering them because our models say that there could not even be a system this next week that is going to bring the S word. So that was just one model run. Again, that's about 1 out of 10 plus that we see in a given day, and that was just on one of our models. We have multiple again, so don't believe everything that you think online. That's why we're calling for some light showers possible on Friday. So thanks for joining me. We'll be with you at the top of every hour throughout the weekend into, again, the overnight, and we'll also have a special show on Sunday. That's gonna be Sunday morning, where we're expecting the greatest impact. So stay tuned.